I think it's kind of funny because this is the first time we're gonna see Spider-Man with the Avengers, and this is the first time we're gonna see Black Panther on screen ever, and the thing I was most excited for in this movie was Ant-Man. I don't know, I was just excited to see Scott Lang again, I guess. Captain America Civil War is the third movie in the Captain America series, and it is also the first Marvel movie we're gonna get in Phase 3 for the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So the plot of this movie is that the government doesn't like the Avengers being unwatched and being unpunished for everything they do. I mean, they do save people, but there's a lot of people who get killed in the process of them saving the day a lot. And this argument really splits up Captain America, thinking that it's their right to be superheroes and to fight crime whenever they feel like it's right. And Iron Man's side, Tony's thinking, oh yeah, the government's right. We're killing a bunch of people and we need to control ourselves. And those two arguments really split apart the Avengers. Now the team split up and it causes a lot of problems. This movie is directed by the Russo brothers, who directed the last Captain America movie, The Winter Soldier. I freaking love that movie, so I was really excited to see them come back to make a third one. I need to tell you guys right now, this is a Captain America movie. I hear a lot of people saying this should be called the Avengers 2.5 or something like that, just because it has a bunch of Avengers. But Captain America is in the forefront of this movie. This is his movie. This movie really centers around the friendship between Captain America and the Winter Soldier, who's Bucky, his old pal from back in the day in World War II. And that's one of the biggest problems. Bucky has been accused for a lot of things just because he's the Winter Soldier. He's being framed. And now Captain America has to help him because he's his best friend. And Iron Man doesn't agree with a lot of things Captain America's doing in this movie. So really, this is centered around Captain America. And I feel like I need to say that because people are expecting to walk into this movie thinking all they're gonna see is a bunch of superheroes gonna fight each other and then they're gonna leave the theater and you're like, oh yeah, that was cool. But no, this movie really sets the tone really well for the first like half of the movie. Like the first half of the movie is really about Captain America siding with his point of view and what he thinks is right and what the Avengers should do. It's not until later in the movie when we actually get to the Civil War part of the movie, you know, where we actually get to the part where Iron Man and Captain America get both their teams together and start fighting. But I'm not saying that's bad because I love the Civil War aspect of this movie. The Civil War aspect of this movie really leads up to one of the greatest action scenes I think I've ever seen in a movie ever. Not just in a superhero movie, just in general. It's the airport fight, you know, where all the superheroes are, you know, lined up and they're ready to go at it in the trailers and everything. You've seen it before. Didn't show a lot in those trailers. In this movie, it's exciting. It gets you on the edge of your seat. It's really funny. Like, it shows off the personalities of all the superheroes. You know, everyone gets a time to shine. And that's when I have to talk about Spider-Man. Now, Spider-Man is freaking perfect in this movie. Tom Holland did an amazing job. If you love old classic Spider-Man, you know, like 90s, you know, you like that Spider-Man who like talks crap while he's fighting, talks crap when he's not fighting. This is the Spider-Man a lot of comic book fans have wanted forever. I think the best Spider-Man we've gotten so far was the Spider-Man by Tobey Maguire in Spider-Man 2, but that was way back. Now, I don't have a problem with Andrew Garfield, but I didn't like Amazing Spider-Man, and don't even get me started on Amazing Spider-Man 2. Guys, let me just get something straight. There's a reason why they're making a new Spider-Man, and it's this movie. But yeah, I love Spider-Man in this movie. He was awesome. Next, I gotta talk about Black Panther. Black Panther is a new addition into the Avengers universe. It's a really good introduction for him. He was amazing, and I don't want to really talk about him much because it would spoil a lot, because he actually has a big part in this movie. But really, I just have to say what I love the most about this movie is that it cared about the story, it cared about the characters. Like, everything in this movie is so well written. I mean, this movie does everything right. It gets the tone right, it gets the notes right, it does everything right in this movie. I really almost couldn't find a flaw in this movie until I found out that there was a villain. You know, he's that behind the scenes villain where he's literally just crawling around behind the scenes and you forget about him for a while. I didn't seem him as important, but you know, he's in there, so extra screen time. I don't think this movie really needed that because we already had the conflict between Captain America and Iron Man. And I have to say that conflict gets really tense really fast. Like, there's a couple scenes in this movie where it's like, the tension just building up, and you're just really on the edge of your seat wondering what's gonna happen next. And that's what works so well. The Russo brothers are really good at storytelling, because there's a lot happening in this movie, and I mean a lot of things are happening in this movie, but it doesn't feel crowded. It actually feels like it all fits together, and I love that. When superhero movies put a lot of things into their plot, it usually fails horribly. This movie, in my opinion though, did everything perfectly. You know, it has its light moments, it has a really dark moment sometimes, which I wasn't expecting from this movie. And overall, you just gotta say that Marvel is always good at giving you fun, because this movie was so fun to watch. But it's not only fun, it's a great movie overall. It's a great film, and I really respect that. So guys, Captain America Civil War was awesome. I couldn't really talk about in depth of a lot of things because I would be spoiling a lot. So I don't know if I'm going to do a spoiler review or not, but there's my review of Captain America Civil War. I think it's awesome. I definitely suggest it to anyone who's into superhero movies. My goodness, this was a great start. Captain America Civil War is awesome. I can't stress that enough. Hopefully you guys watch it. Hopefully you guys like this review. If you did, like, subscribe, and keep watching more. See you guys.